Hello, hello, hello. Hey guys, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Olivia Igwe coming live from London. I'm your London art director. I help frustrated women to look and feel their best through colors, confidence, and chakras and nutrition. I believe that it's an alignment through body, mind, and soul. And so if you're watching here on a replay, do me a hashtag style. It's always cool to see who is watching. Hey, MZ, how are you, honey? Loving the post that you're posting, the empowerment. I'm loving it. So guys, this is going to be a little bit different today. A bit of a backstory, and I think not a lot of people do know this, but I thought it's also important to be humble, open, and transparent in today's world. I think it's not about saying, guys, I'm always about empowerment, I'm always about yes, you can do it, etc. But sometimes you got to be honest. Sometimes you just got to hit it low to be able to tell your story. And I have so many different stories, but this one I was preparing it for today, because if you know, I always like preparing stuff just for you guys so I can pour the best things that flow through me. But one thing I did tell myself is I vowed to never go back and do this. I feel that sometimes, and I learned this from a mentor. He's like, if you made a mistake once, that is fine. If you made a second mistake, then that means it's on purpose and it's your fault, right? And you're not willing to learn from it. And so I'm going to take you guys back into a bit of, there's not going to be real points today, as I usually do, but I'm just going to bring back into where it started. On my last post, I talked about, me going into the entrepreneurial journey. That was like 6 years ago. Even though I grew up with Tony Robbins in my ears, I always loved listening to him with my cassette tapes, where he had like one side 20 minutes and the other side 20 minutes, like 3 long minutes to listen to a rewinded tape. But I decided to move to Italy when I had shut down my first company. And my first company was mainly on personal shopping back in France, where I was really catering to women. It was really important for me to keep it there. Thank you, Snug. Where I just started out. It was my first business. I had loaned some money to start off with, which is probably something that you shouldn't have. I opened it with like $50 because in France, you open it with like a small amount. But down the road, did I know that you actually had to pay some taxes? You had to pay some stuff that nobody wants. So if somebody's opening a business in France, come and see me so I can tell you what to not do. But I my company was about for 2-3 years, and then I decided I literally have always wanted to learn Italian, and so came to a point where I was supposed to get married, and the guy dumped me when I was on holiday with my family. So heartbroken, all that kind of stuff. We're not going to go in it. And I think a month prior to that, I had shut down my company. So it was something that was so intense. So I had to shut down my company. I was dumped by the guy that I thought I was going to marry, which turned up to be like really bad. And so I had nothing left. So I decided to shut down my company, which cost me $4,000, and went to live in Italy. Always wanted to learn Italian. And sometimes in the midst of the darkness, in the midst of moving to a new country, not knowing the language, not having any friends nor nothing at all, it really brings you back to basics. And why did I do that? Because I'm kind of extreme. I've always loved Italian. I consider myself an Italian person, even though I speak, but I'm not. I'm actually a trilingual. I understand it. I just can't hold like a massive political conversation. But I decided, look, I only have one life. And if I had to depend on somebody else, what they thought of me, then I would never live. And I really want to encourage you today that sometimes your setbacks can be the thing that will push you into greatness. As I shut down my company, I moved to Italy, but I went on a risk. I went with not having a plan of where I was going to find a job, nor if I was going to find a job, right? I just let go of everything with my 2 suitcases, not knowing anything. And it came to a point where some of my credit cards were not working at all. So I was literally not eating any meals apart from when I was working at the time at Hard Rock Cafe. So I was literally eating one meal in 15 minutes because we only had 15 minutes to eat per day for approximately, 2 weeks. And I'm saying this not to you guys to say, oh, poor me, because that's not the thing. But it's to say that sometimes in those hardships where you're literally zilch to nothing, your phone doesn't really work, you're abroad, you don't know what to do, sometimes the answers are within you. And when I look back, this was like 4 years, 5 years now, I look back at the situation, which gave me so much strength because I had to figure it out for myself. And I want you guys to really be in the moment that you guys are where you're supposed to be, regardless of what it is, wherever it is. You guys have the strength to be the best version of you. And I'm only here to be human and say, look, I went through this, I got it. And I reminded myself at my deepest, lowest moments, it was like, who am I grateful for? Who am I grateful to have around? Who am I grateful to be? And who can I become? Because I'm the sort of person, I only understand when it hits super hard. Like, I'll tell you, for 2 weeks, only eating like 1 meal a day, can I tell you, it makes you think. It makes you like really understand what is valuable in life and what is not valuable and who you can count on, right? I had amazing friends when I was in Italy, like, don't get me wrong, but it was also sort of egoistic thing. I didn't want to show the pain that I was going through, and that's okay. But it's also being free to say, look, I'm not doing well. And so when I didn't have that time for like those meals, etc., when I look back to today, and you promise yourself something that will never happen again, you hold yourself to it. And I know as women, sometimes we're so powerful in that. Like, we will hold ourselves and say, look, I am not doing that again. I'm not going to do that. I don't know, like us women, sometimes we have to learn the hard way to get over that hurdle. I don't know if that's you, but if it is you, tell me like a yes, yes, yes in the comments below, because sometimes that's what it is, right? And from that, I told myself, with having only that meal per day, I told myself, Olivia, if you're going to reset your company and you're going to do that company again, I want you to make sure that you can tell your story, even though it took me 4 years. So God, thank you, Jesus, whatever you want to call it, the universe. I was like, thank you for giving me that opportunity. But it comes to a point where today I'm looking at my life and I'm looking back and I'm like, wow, Olivia, you actually really did do that. You went through the pain, but you were able to turn it into something else. And the point of what I'm saying is that there is always a better way. There's always a way of jumping on the other side and saying to yourself, I can do it. But there's only like 3 things that a woman, and I could only talk a woman because I'm a woman, is the fact that you know your purpose, you know who you stand for, you know where you're going, but you also have the right people that will take you to that place, and you are surrounded with the right knowledge of people that have done it. Because a lot of us, sometimes women, will take like advice from people that haven't even done it, that will say, yes, 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 we've done it, but that haven't done it. And we got to really make sure that we protect our energy, know where our purpose is, where we're going. And if you've been in that situation, I want to tell you, I've been there too. I've gone through the sticks, the stones, but I'm still standing because I believe that us as women, we still have a gift to share, regardless of what it is. But we deserve to own it. But by owning it, you have to face yourself and say, okay, who am I standing for in 2021? And I was going through a lot of things at the time when I moved to Italy, where I was trying to figure out, like, do I have to become somebody else? When you don't have to become somebody else, you are still the same person, but the same person will evolve, just like it's not a worm, but that butterfly. You know, that butterfly that becomes that little, I don't know, in French they call it chenille, but I don't have the word right now that's coming. So, you know, the small little caterpillar, there we are. The caterpillar turns into a butterfly. And I was facing that. I was like, but if I become somebody else, can I still be? Because I shut down my company as a image consultant, so I didn't want to do that. And I reset it here in the UK. And now, even with lockdown last year, I decided, yes, I'm still a stylist, but I decided lockdown, I can't take my clients shopping no more, nor can I do it online. It's not the same thing. So I took another venture of myself, which requires me to be sort of like a mentor in the sense of building leaders, building women that want to be financially free, that want to, live their own life, that want to grow on personal development, that want to thrive however it is. If it's having an extra income, great. If it's having $100, $200, $300, $1,000, $5,000, who cares? I think today is something that you need to know your purpose, and you need to know where you want to go. And if this resonates on any side, any level, whatever it is, and you're wanting to own it through confidence, through colors, you're looking for another way to have like another source of income. If that's the case, then I may have something for you. It's not for everybody. I promise you that it's not for everybody, but I'm making a public announcement. If this resonates with you and you're a fighter, you're a goddess that walks on fire, that walks in fire, in purpose, on purpose, and this resonates however it is, then I may have something for you that has helped me over the years on personal development. I'm still listening to Tony Robbins. I still believe I'm going to meet him one day. Like if you guys know Tony Robbins, you guys need to slide into my DMs. I need to see him. He already added me on LinkedIn. So I'm like, yes, he added me on LinkedIn and sent me a message, but I still want to see him live. But we have something that is so special. And so I've really found my purpose in terms of helping you unleash the power within you. And I have that vehicle that I can tell you, this may be for you, this may be not. And if it's not, that's absolutely fine. I still love you. I still appreciate you. We're still friends, however it is. I'm never the person that will turn my back on others because we have so many things. But if I can support you in any level, shape, or form, because today I had a friend that just sent me a message and she's like, look, Olivia, you have helped me so much with finding my purpose by giving me the extra support that I needed at the time. And I'm just so grateful for you. There's another one this morning. Well, that actually is yesterday. I'm confused the both. Yesterday, somebody said, look, I've found my purpose, and without you, I wouldn't have found it. And those are the kind of messages that I love. Not because, yes, money's great, but it's the fact of I'm giving back on my own level, and that fires me up. So yeah, if this resonates, do me a heart. Absolutely. I'll get back to you with like more information on it. But nonetheless, I still want to say I appreciate you, and I want you to be the best version of yourself in 2021. The world is not waiting for us. It's waiting for you. And you have that special gift that people need to hear. You deserve it. You have it within you. And I want you to own it. So in the meantime, I just want to say I love you. Be you, do you. The world does not dictate who you are, but you dictate the world. So yeah, let's go and make it happen. I'm so excited. So fired up. Talk to you guys later. Ciao.